Hey guys, what's going on? Bloomington here, and today I want to talk to you guys about two new game modes that have been entered into Battlefield Hardline that we haven't yet seen in a Battlefield game, although we have seen a similar sort of thing before, and including in different games and in Battlefield. Now, the first game mode is called Crosshair. This is a 5v5 mode, and you have an offensive team and a defensive team, and the whole objective is the offensive team, one of the players is labelled as a VIP and is given a gold Desert Eagle, and they have to try and get to a sort of evac location. Usually these are cars, police cars that are parked up, so the storyline is that the VIP is an informant trying to talk to the cops, and as the criminals you have to stop them to make sure information isn't leaked about your organisation. This is actually a very fun game mode. Honestly though, the defensive team dominates. If you play on the defensive, chances are you've won. Basically every single time I played this game mode we won as the defensive team. We never really lost. But the worst thing ever is when you start as the defensive and move over to the offensive team halfway through. You've definitely lost then unless you can somehow pull out a win. Now, when you play as the VIP, basically what happens is in the spawn screen, there's a little box you can select that makes you enter as a VIP. Of course, all 5 players can enter and one is randomly picked. Now, the VIP is a little bit odd because you only get a gold Desert Eagle, and that's all. In fact, a bold eagle, my mistake, sorry. Which is not bad, but it's a bit difficult to do. And honestly, the fact that it's basically 4 on 5, because if the VIP dies, then the game mode's over and the criminals win. So it's actually very hard to do. Like I said, rarely did I ever actually manage to win as the offensive team, or even see the offensive team win. A couple of times though I did, and this mode was a lot of fun actually, and occasionally teammates do let you down. That's the one point of this game mode. If you don't communicate, then it's very hard to win. The best way to do this, honestly, is to get a lot of friends, play with them, and honestly just try and work together, call out places where the VIP is going, because then a lot of the time you'll easily get the win. But the one big problem with this game is it can be very short. Just today you can see I've got 1 kill and the game's over. It does go to around 5 though, so there are quite a lot of rounds. Now the other game mode that's been recently added in is called Rescue. This is personally my favourite. I prefer this one to the Crosshair mode. But this one's a little bit different. In this game mode, it's still 5 on 5 cops versus criminals, but the one difference is there's a different objective. Now the objective in this one is that as the cops there are 2 hostages you have to try and rescue. Now once you rescue a hostage, you can run about normally, they're basically on your back and you still have your primary out. You can still select everything and still play as normal, but you have to get those hostages to the evac station or the evac point. And after that you get a ton of XP, so honestly it's kind of worth doing. You get 3,000, which is quite a bit. If you have the VIP or if you have a hostage with you and you think it's time to go because you will get a lot of XP. It's a bit of a selfish, but honestly, who doesn't want XP? So honestly, it's worth taking the hostage and getting a bunch of points for that, because you will also go to the top of the leaderboard. So it's a good way to get with your friends if you're playing with friends. Now the criminals do have a little bit of a difficult job because they have to watch all 5 offensive players. Also, they have to watch the hostage, because if all 5 defensive players die, that's the end of the game. Same for offensive though. If all 5 offensive players die, that's the end of it. And just here you can see in this clip, I do actually go up, and I believe I get 4 players. And this is kind of annoying because it's not annoying from this perspective, because I did get a lot of points and a lot of kills. It's annoying from this perspective of this is a little bit of a glitch, a little bit of a cheat. And the reason I say that is because there's a little bit of a glitch where you'll spawn in and you'll be able to run sooner than everyone else. A couple of times you won't notice, obviously, because nobody really tries to run forward straight away, but occasionally you will notice. And this time here I was able to do that, and I was able to get a great flank on the enemy and defeat most of them. Although this game mode did kind of become a little bit boring, especially if it's unbalanced and the teams are mixed and not balanced well, then it can be very annoying, because teams, one team will dominate, the other team will just get crushed, and in that case it's just really unfun and you really will not enjoy playing it. But the criminals do have some advantage in the fact they can just hold off. You don't have to kill all of the cops. You can easily wait until the game's over. And the sort of the storyline is that the criminals, a bank robber failed, or a robbery in a house failed. They took these hostages, and now they have to try and hold them off so that they can negotiate a way out. It's kind of confusing, and honestly the story doesn't matter in either of these, but it kind of helps you get some backstory on why this is happening. Now, both of these game modes can be played 10 on 10. Honestly, I think that's a bit much. It's kind of cool just being the two squads. And honestly, if you get a good amount of team, you can see here in this server, we do in fact have 3 clan members. I'm not sure if they're on TeamSpeak or if speaking over Skype maybe, but they seem to have pretty good communication, so it's actually very handy. Now, just to finish up quickly, I'm thinking of maybe doing some channel redesigns and maybe some content change. Probably won't be anything major, but I'll wait and see. If you guys have any thoughts on me, leave them down in the comments. But until then, guys, well, that's Blue Monsoon. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Blue Monsoon out.